Namaste. Morning, everybody. Hi, Audrey and Greg, and somebody new there. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. We're doing some gentle yoga this morning, stretching and breathing, feeling better, and giving ourselves a chance to unite body, mind, and spirit. So thank you for being a part of this. And let me just adjust my a bit there. All right. So sit however you like, as long as you're comfortable and you can have a nice straight back. Relax those shoulders and think about possibly lengthening through the spine, creating a long neck, shoulders away from the ears. And close the eyes, focus on your breath. Feel the power of centering your attention on the body, the heart, the lungs, the belly. With every inhalation, maybe sit just a little taller. With every exhalation, maybe relax your arms and shoulders just a little more. Beautiful. Let's bring the hands to prayer pose and just take a moment for gratitude, grateful for this opportunity to connect with ourselves and with each other. Grateful for the impulse towards health, peace of mind, peace in the planet. Lovely. Take those hands and interlock and nice big breath in, squeeze and release a few times. Think about letting any worries or tension just drift away from the body. Squeeze and release your hands, breathe deep. And let's push through inverted hands. Reach the hands forward and drop the head, round the back. Sit back on your tailbone a little bit. Push those hands way forward. Feel the shoulders shifting away from each other in the back, creating space in the middle of the upper back. And then slowly just come back to sitting tall, hands at prayer pose at your heart. If you're seated in cross-legged position as I am, we're going to take one leg in and one leg up, putting the toes of the lower leg close to the heel of the upper knee, the leg that has the knee up. And then bring your shoulder inside of the knee. And hands come to the floor sort of like a push-up position. And we're going to let yourself lower down and push back up. You can go as far down as it feels good. Down and up. Down and up. That's 4 times down and up. And now look over your left shoulder. Look over your right shoulder. Let's do that 4 times as well. Left shoulder. Right shoulder, left shoulder, right shoulder. And last time, look left, look right, come back to the middle, going down, coming back up. Remember to keep breathing. And then rising up, come back to seated. Hands in prayer pose, squeeze. Interlock the fingers, squeeze. Push forward, invert the hands, round the back, drop the head. Push the hands forward. And then come back to prayer pose, quiet and still. Nice. Let's bring the other knee up. Find that good position, whatever it is for you, and then bring the shoulder inside the knee, hands on the floor like a push-up, lower down, lift up, come on down, push it back up, breathe as you move, exhale down, Inhale up, and last time down. And up. We're going to look over the right shoulder, over the left. Breathe as you move. Remember, anything that we're doing today, you can always modify it. You can stay down. If your body says, ooh, that feels good, I'm going to stay down. You don't have to listen to me. You don't have to go up and down. You can stay down. Better to listen to your inner yoga teacher, your wisdom of the body that speaks to you and helps you. Always good to listen. Let's go back and forth a couple more times. And coming forward, down and up. Beautiful. Let's stretch those legs out. If you choose to, you can pull the flesh away from your sitting bones to connect your weight into the earth through those pelvis points. And bring your arms up and do a little dance or a little jiggle on those hips. Arms moving in a circle, churning some butter. Flex your ankles, alternating feet, point, flex, point, flex. Nice. Take your hands and reach for your toes, come back up towards the hips. Slide down towards the toes, reach back up. As you reach forward, look down so you're not craning your neck into a difficult position. Exhale, reach forward for the toes. Inhale, come on up. And this time as we come up, we're going to bring those elbows way back. Bring them back. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Reach for the toes. Exhale, bow down. Come on up. Reach the shoulders, reach the elbows way back. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Breathe in. Exhale, down. Up. Squeeze back. Inhale. Exhale, down. Up. Squeeze it back. Nice. All right. Let's take the left hand to the floor and walk the fingers away from the hip. So walk your fingers away and bring the elbow down and sweep the other arm up and over. Relax your neck. Don't let your neck get stressed out just because your head is sideways. Let it be relaxed in this position. And then reach up, push against the floor, and slide the hand down the other way, away from the hip. Bring that elbow to the floor and other hand up and over, stretching through the side body. And then sweep the hand back down, push against the floor, and come back up. We're going to slide down onto our back sides now. And have the knees up. Actually, let's be on our elbows, knees up, heels close to hips. And you can allow your back to just sort of collapse down. Let your body be supported by your upper arms and shoulders. And let your tailbone sink down, the middle of the back sink down. Everything through the spine heavy and sunken down. We're going to drop knees to the left, knees to the right. Like windshield wipers, back and forth. Breathe as you move. Any reason something doesn't feel right, you can change. For instance, if this position is not so great for you, you can come down on your back and do the same thing. With your head down on the floor, shoulders down on the floor. Windshield wiper back and forth. If you're still up on your elbows, we're going to take those knees up. Point the toes, flex, point and flex, point and flex, point and flex. One points, one flexes and change. Alternate, back and forth, breathe, keep breathing, keep flexing and pointing. All right, wiggle those toes, lift up with your toes and scrunch them together and then spread them wide a few times. Scrunch, spread, breathe, 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 scrunch, spread, scrunch, spread, and bring it down. Let your feet come together and knees go wide. And then let's do all slide down onto our backs and let your arms come up into a surrender pose. You know, elbows out from your shoulders and arms, the lower arms reaching up, fingers open, palm open to the ceiling, to the sky, to the air. Receiving energy from the air, the atmosphere. All right, keep that left knee just like that. That left leg is exactly like that. Bring the right leg up and just hook your heel underneath the knee of the other leg. And then if you feel it's okay for you, turn your head the opposite direction. Stay here for about 10 slow breaths. Really relax. Don't be in a hurry. Keep your mind on your body, your breath. No impatience. There's no need to rush. Relax. Back up and return to reclined cobbler. That means both feet are sole to sole, toes to toes, heels to heels, knees open wide. Release your belly, release your hips, release your pelvis. Open up your heart. Feel heavy on the floor, well supported by the earth. That left leg up and then hook the left foot, the heel underneath the right knee on the floor. And maybe turn your head in the opposite direction. Feel free to adjust your arms to any position that makes you feel even more relaxed, more luxurious, more connected to what the body needs. Our yoga, let your mantra be, I accept myself, I love myself, I care for myself, as I should. Feel free to sigh or yawn, stretch a little bit if that feels good. We accept ourselves, we love ourselves, we take care of ourselves, as we should. When you're ready, come onto your back. Beautiful. You're going to bring the knees up to the chest and grab a hold of those knees with your hands and just allow yourself to rock left and right. Coming back to the center, stretch the arms and legs up and bring the head off the mat. Reach the fingertips and the toes and the top of your head up towards the ceiling. Keep reaching up and breathing. Don't forget to breathe. Reach up. And your hips and shoulders are off the ground. Reach up. And slowly, slowly, slowly come down to the floor and return to reclined cobbler, arms in surrender. Feet sole to sole, toes to toes, heel to heel. Wonderful. Again, let's bring the legs up and just tuck the tips of your fingers into that soft behind the knee spot and close your knees on your fingertips. And then bring the knees away from the chest and round your back. Bring your head up. And let's rock from shoulders to hips. Keep rocking like a rocking chair, breathing as you rock, up and back. We're going to try and end this in boat pose, which means balancing on your rear end. And if you feel good about it, flex your ankles, lift your chest, shoulders away from your ears, lift your face. And for the real, this is sort of the beginner boat pose. If you want to do the real boat pose, you can bring your hands out, floating to the side, palm up. And then some people can actually straighten their legs. You might want to experiment with that. Try one leg and then the other. It's a little challenging. Let's come back to seated. All right. So now, just roll your shoulders back and down, forward and up, back, down, forward and up. Breathe. Reverse your circle. Come over the top to the front and back and down, over the top to the front, back and down. And then bicycle the shoulders. Let the chest move, let the rib cage move. Over the top to the front, forward bicycling with the shoulders. Let's go backwards bicycle. And then both shoulders down, lengthen the neck, lift the top of the head. And physically think about pulling the shoulders down and lifting your heart, changing the shape of your torso. Heart lifts, shoulders push down, neck lengthens. Awesome. Release, relax. Bring your hands to prayer pose. We're going to put those hands right in front of your heart and lift the elbows. And then press the hands together. Press the fingertips together. Press the heel of the hand by the wrist together. The thumb, the little finger, all the fingertips pressing. Everything pressing, pressing, pressing. And take a moment to notice which muscles are you using. You should be using your finger muscles and your hand muscles, and also your forearms and your biceps and your shoulders. But also let's try and engage the muscles on the side of the midriff, down underneath your armpits on the side. Use those muscles too. Press. Keep breathing. Use some muscles. Yeah. And how about your chest underneath the collarbones? Try to use those muscles. And even in your shoulder blades in the back, the upper back. Everything. Press, press, press. Keep breathing. Isometrics. Thank you, Jack LaLanne. All right, are you ready to let go? Okay, switch to a hooked hands and pull using all those same muscles. Pull, pull, pull. If hooking your hands together isn't good, you could have your fingers interlocked and pull. That also works. I like to do the hook myself. Keep pulling, keep reaching. Use those back muscles, those midriff muscles on the side, the chest muscles, arms, shoulders, fingers. Keep breathing, keep pulling. We're going to release quickly and change hand position, but then continue to pull. Lovely. Let your arms just release, slowly floating out to the side. And we're going to make the arms and hands move gracefully, like a snake undulating on the sand. Like waves of water on the ocean. Let them go a little higher. Lift with the elbow if you can. If you can't, that's okay. Let them go a little higher. One hand actually going overhead, one hand actually going to the floor, just touching the floor. And let the body sway. Coming back down, quiet the waves. And let's bring the hands in front. Reach forward, reach forward. Flex those wrists and bring the hands straight up, fingertips pointing straight up to the ceiling. Spread the fingers wide. Break hands. Keep breathing. And push your shoulders forward, rounding your upper back. Keep that position in arms and shoulders. Just drop your hands so fingertips point down towards the floor. Breathe. Up, breathe in. Point down. Exhale. Up, breathe in. And down. One more time. Rake hands up. Breathe in. Rake hands down. Exhale. And relax. Shake your hands. Shake your arms. Let's let the hands rest on the knees, palm up, and just bring your finger and thumb to barely touch. And close the eyes. Bring your attention to that sensation of that barely touching fingertip and thumb tip. Sitting soft, but with a straight back, releasing the belly. Your attention on that barely touching finger and thumb. And with your next exhalation, just drop your head. Try to really relax the neck and shoulders, letting the head really fall down in front of the chest. Maybe it falls down farther than you ever thought it could go. Shift your weight to your left hip. And let's bring the hands back to the middle and interlock your fingers in a loose, interweaved fingers right in the middle. So we're just coming to the middle, and then put your weight on your left hip and the head rolls over by the left shoulder. Back to the middle, over to the left again. Over to the left. And back to the middle. Let's go to the right, over to the right. The head rolls over by your right shoulder. Leaving that head to hang through gravity. No muscle effort in the neck or shoulders. Everything is in the hips. The head and shoulders just responding. Back and forth from the middle to the right hip. Middle to the right hip. And let's go back and forth all the way from left hip to right hip. Back to the middle, straighten the back, lift the face, bring the hands to prayer pose, and up, lifting them up. Look up at the ceiling, look up at the sky. Reach those hands high, wiggle your fingers, breathe deep. And down they come all the way to the floor. All right. Bring the hands back by the hips. Sorry, I need to straighten my mat all the time. And feet on the floor near your hips, hands a little behind your hips. Coming up into inverted table. You can drop your head back to look up at the ceiling, or you can lift your face and look at your knees. Or you can look back and forth. That's a nice exercise for the neck and shoulders. Looking up, breathe in, look at your knees, exhale. Back and forth. As we come out of this, I challenge you to bring your hips back between your hands before they touch the floor. And straighten those legs out. And we're going to do a forward fold and reach the hands just beyond your toes. If you have the ability, and not everybody does, so don't feel like you have to do this. But if you have the ability to get your fingers to connect with your toes or your hand to connect with the tops of your toes and your ankle is flexed, look down and then let your hands sort of rest or your fingers on your toes and then slowly point your toes, pulling the hands a little farther forward. And that's a nice way to get that lower back to release and lengthen all the way down deep in the tailbone area. So wonderful, thank you. Let's slowly slide the hands back up and sit tall. And scoot down again. This time we're going to go all the way to our backs. Stretch the left leg out and hug the right leg in towards your chest. And just rock a little bit right and left. Let the knee float left and right. All right, stretch it straight up, like a lamp post, straight up out of your hip socket. If your knee's a little bent, that's okay. Around here on St. Martin, we have a lot of bent lamp posts, don't we? Yeah, we do. So if you can, interlock your fingers behind your knee or your thigh. If you have a strap handy and you want to try and use the strap, you can hook your foot in the strap and hold onto the strap. We're going to do our hamstring stretch, so just be gentle, especially at the beginning. Pull the leg gently towards the face, asking the back of the leg to lengthen and loosen and let go. Asking the hip to open and allow the movement to be whatever it needs to be. As you find your full range of motion, sort of acknowledge your edge, where the therapy happens, where the flexibility actually is tested. And increased over time, not just in one day, not just in one or two classes, over a long period of time. We work by increments here at Lisa, with Yoga with Lisa SXM, incremental, slow, but constant improvements in flexibility, in strength, in endurance, and yes, in balance. I hope so. We are trying to increase our balance ability during the month of February, and we'll get to that at some point in this next, say, 30 minutes. All right, we're going to hold the leg out or near the edge of our range of motion. You can hold onto your big toe, or keep your hands on your knee area. It's a static stretch, nothing's happening, you're just trying to let the muscle lengthen over time, patiently waiting 30 seconds, and breathe deep. If you have any particular sensation, wherever it may be, send the air that you breathe in directly to that spot. Just imagine that the air you breathe is going to that place, feeding it with healing energy, letting it know you love it. All right, if you feel the urge to go deeper, follow the urge. If you don't feel the urge, then stay where you are. You're already where you need to be. Continue to breathe. And then release, bend the knee, bring it down to the ground. Let's take the other leg up to the chest, a gentle hug into the chest, and rock a little left and right. Let that knee float left and across. Open and back. When you're ready, stretch the leg up, straight up out of the hip. If it's a little bit, that's okay. Gently pull the leg an inch or two towards your face and back to vertical. Find that full range of motion slowly, carefully, gently. acknowledge your edge of your range of motion. Just nudge it a little bit. Feel like, okay, I see where you are. And then back away. Nudge and retreat. Advance and retreat. All right, it's time to hold the leg at or near the edge of your range of motion for a 30-second static stretch. Just relax and breathe. Slowly asking the leg to stretch a little more than normal. Now that we've been patient, if you feel the urge to go deeper, gently, carefully go a little deeper. Hold the leg steady at your new edge. Continue to breathe, sending air to that part of your body that's talking to you. And let's release the leg slowly and bring it to the floor. Bring the arms overhead, point your toes, reach with your fingertips. Stretch the body long. Expand your ribs big. And then bring the arms down. Bring the heels in by the hips. And hands are going to be face down, fingers pointing towards your heels. Lift your hips up into a low bridge. And let's just let the hips float left and right a little bit here. Left and right, shift and left, shift and right. Breathe a lot. All right, push it up, then drop it down, push it up, tap the ground, push it up, tap the ground, push it up, and tap, push it up, and tap. Push it up more, and tap, up and down. Halfway up, shift right and left, right and left, right and left, right and left. Push it up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. Come on over to your fetal position on one side. Head finds the pillow of your upper arm or bicep or shoulder. Bend your knees so you have a bent hip section, 90 degrees or so, and your knees are stacked and bent about 90 degrees. Make sure you feel heavy and relaxed and balanced on the floor. Put your hand on the floor in front of your chest and take that knee, that top knee, and just circle it as big as you can. And reverse, go the other way. As big as you can. Don't force anything. Just let it be big if you can. As big as, maybe your biggest circle is small. That's okay. You're still moving. You're still breathing. You're still getting the juices flowing. All right. Let's kick the leg forward and bring it up. Bring it down. Bring it up. Bring it down. Kick the leg backward and just hold. And then come back to your resting pose and rub your hip a little bit. Switch around to the other side. Side resting pose, also known as the fetal position. Very relaxing, very easy. Hand to the floor for a little support in front of your chest. Circle that top knee, now as big as you're comfortable. Slow, breathe. If you're enjoying the piano music, you should check out Relax Daily. He may not realize it, but he and I have become quite a partnership this last couple of months. I sent him a note. I said, hey, is it okay if I use your music for my yoga class? And I didn't get a no. So I'm thinking he's okay with it. And I think his mood is lovely. It suits what we do. Although sometimes I do like a little rhythm to shake those hips. All right, stretch that leg forward. And lift a little bit and lower. Lift and lower. One more time. Lift and lower. Let's bring the leg back, kick it back, and just hold. And come back to resting. Rub your hip. And let's come over onto our tummies. Forehead on the floor, toes pointed and extended. Arms reach back, palm up. And slowly begin to reach your fingertips towards your heels. Lift your head, lift your shoulders, reach the arms back. Fingertips reach for the heel. Locust Pose. See how high you can lift your shoulders? But keep your intention really about the fingertips reaching back towards your heels. That's the main thing here. Let's come to a resting pose. Bring the fingertips pointing at each other and the elbows wide. Head turn to one side and your toes point in, heels aim out. Release everything in the body. Bring your feet back together and hands under shoulders, push back to pose of a child, reversing that arc that we had in Locust. Now we allow the lower back to round. And look at you bring the hands back by your feet, palm up, drop the head. Slowly sitting up, rise up, sit on your heels. If this is not a good position for you, come back to cross-legged or any other way that's good for you to sit. As long as you are keeping your back straight, should be fine. If you have a strap handy, or even a bandana or a scarf, any kind of fabric, it may suit you to have that handy. All right, so we're going to reach behind the tailbone and interlock the fingers and straighten the arms. If you can't get your arms straight, that's when you need to use the strap so you can have a little distance between the hands. Whatever the minimum distance you can have between your hands to allow the arms to straighten. So we squeeze the shoulder blades and lift the face. The heart also lifting up and pushing forward, radiating joyful love. Squeeze your shoulder blades for all they're worth, not just a minor squeeze, a major squeeze. Squeeze, 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 intense, intense. Let's bow down a little bit and let the hands rise up. Then bring the body back up and let the hands sink down. Return to that intense squeeze. Lift your face, lift your heart. Beautiful. Bring the hands in front. See if you can crisscross your elbows. If you can't, bring your elbows together, wrists together, fingertips together. If you can crisscross your elbows and then try to wrap your arms together, and the fingertips of the lower arm may just reach the palm of your hand. We lift up and look at the ceiling, arching the back. Breathe in. Bring the elbows close to the belly button. Round the back. Drop the head. Exhale. Bring it up. And down. Eagle arms, in case you were wondering what it's called. I don't know why. I don't think eagles really do this, but that's okay. Open the arms wide. Let the arms stretch back. Lift your face, lift your heart. Bring the arms straight up, a little bit behind the head, up, 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 up. Find your prayer. Bring it to your heart, bow your head. Let your hands rest, palm up on the thighs, relax. Nice, let's come up into table. And allow yourself the traditional cat and cow transition. Raising the middle of the back up, dropping the head and tailbone. That's your cat. Good time to exhale. Coming back through your flat table. Then let the middle of the back sink down like a hammock. And lift your face, lift your tailbone. Try not to scrunch those shoulders up towards the back of your head. Keep pressing the hands into the floor, elevating through the chest. Cat and cow, transitioning back and forth. Breathe as you move. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Let's do a little side to side. Come back to a flat table and look left and look right. Looking around your shoulder for your hip. Stick the hip out. If you don't see it, it's okay. And bring in an elbow bend on the opposite side. As you look left, bend your right. As you look right, bend your left elbow. Allowing movement in the shoulders, rib cage, as well as the hips and waist. Breathe. Coming back to table, return to cat and cow. And we don't want to bore Audrey, so let's turn the toes under and lift the hips and the knees and find yourself in downward dog. Find that perfect place for your feet. Push the hands into the floor as a way of lifting the tailbone up and back and drop the head. Pushing the chest towards your thighs. Opening the armpits. Let's transition from downward dog to plank. Bringing the shoulders over the wrists. Make sure you feel strong enough to hold this plank for about 30 seconds. We've been doing a lot of plank challenge over the last year, and we've done all kinds of different maneuvers, but sometimes I think just holding the basic plank is actually a lot more challenging than doing all those special maneuvers. They certainly distract you, that's certain. So keep it steady and strong. If it's too much for you, transition back to downward dog. Lift your hips up. And we're all going to do that in just a few more seconds. All right, here we go. Lift the hips. Walk the feet just a little closer to the hands. Push back into downward dog. Drop the head. Let the chest reach for the knees or thighs. And then bring your feet just one step closer to your hands and bend your knees and push your hands against the floor. Walk your hands back towards your toes. All your weight is on your feet. Let your arms just hang. Let your head just hang. Ragdoll. Begin to move your hips back and forth, circling around like an infinity symbol. Move those hips around and over and around. Change direction, go the other way. Keep your shoulders relaxed. Keep your head hanging. Nice. Come to the middle. Bend your knees. Place your hands on your knees. Push against your knees and round your back. Come on up. Beautiful. Stand in mountain pose for me. Make sure your toes are pointing forward. Your heels are under your hips. And sweep your arms out and up. Reach it up. Let the arms drift back a little bit and go a little bit wide. Celebrate life. Why stand? Happiness. And lift the arms up again. Bring the hands to prayer pose. Beautiful. Stand with your feet just a little wider and bend your knees. Go for a swim. Keep swimming, keep swimming. Looking down, put a little bounce in your knees. And then let's do the back stroke. Keep bouncing, reach the arms back, looking up towards the ceiling. All right, shake the arms out, swing them around the body, bend the knees, keep bouncing. All right, get your position for tree pose organized, please. Do you have something handy, a chair or the wall or something that you can use for just a little support in case you need it? And prepare or get your feet underneath the hips and place all your weight on one foot. Let's do the right foot first. Left leg is loose and free, but still connected to the floor through the sole of the foot. Yeah. And then slowly turn the knee out. That's the first step. The knee goes out. Now don't sink down in this hip. Keep elevated and reaching up from the top of the head, from the sole of the foot all the way to the top of the head. And then when you're ready, you can pick your non-weight supporting foot up and place your toes either near your ankle, your calf muscle, not the knee. We don't recommend that. If you want to go higher, you can bring your heel all the way up into the groin. Lift. Don't sink. Lifting is key. Arms can be out to the side. They can be up. They can be overhead, or wherever you need them to be, at your heart, perhaps. Lift. Keep reaching up with the heart, top of the head, and the belly, and try and find that balance point. We often have a thing we call drishti. Maybe you've heard of drishti. It's a focal point. Dancers use it. They may not call it drishti, but they use a focal point to keep their balance and to also help them spin and not get dizzy. All right, when you're ready, come down. Good try, good effort. I know most of you probably balance better than I do because it's a challenge for me. And I've been avoiding it, to be honest with you. So this is, you know, face what you feel like you can't do and just give it a try. You never know. So let's shift our weight to the other leg now and find that position for the foot that we like, whether it's at your ankle, your calf, or all the way up by the groin. Remember, we're lifting. Don't allow yourself to sink down. No. Lift from the foot, through the hip, through the heart, even the belly, top of the head. Sweep the arms up and around. Keep sweeping up and around. Let's try one more balancing pose. This one is going to be quite the challenge for all of us, I'm sure. And I'm switching my camera, so this is okay. I'm going to use a chair here. This is forward reach balance. So I'm grabbing the back of a chair. I need to get my legs a little bit better in the picture. And lift. Basically like an arabesque. Come on down, change legs, lift the leg behind you, use the prop to give you support, and arms come out. So we did 2 balance challenges today. Well done, my friends. Let's come back down to the floor and find ourselves coming into a straddle sit. Now, as we do the straddle, remember everybody's different. If this is a little bit too strenuous, bring your legs in to the point where you feel like it's a good stretch for you. Not painful, not overly sensitive, but still like you're making a little progress with your flexibility. And take a moment to put your hands just on the inside of your knees and press the knees out and aiming the top of the knees up towards the ceiling rather than forward. Make sure you rotate the bones in the pelvis out a little bit. Shift your weight left and right and let your spine sort of move like a snake, undulating from tailbone up towards the neck. All right, let's take the left arm, elbow, and bring it to the floor inside of that knee. And your hand will be palm up on the floor. Reach the other hand up and over. Find a place for your arm that feels like a nice side stretch. Maybe you want to come all the way over. Maybe you like reaching up for the ceiling or somewhere in the middle. One more big breath in and out. And then come on up. Let's try the other side. Elbow inside the knee on the floor, hand open to the sky, and reach. Find that perfect stretchy spot where it really benefits what you need. Everybody's different. Listen to yourself. Listen to your inner wisdom, your inner yoga teacher. Everybody's got one. We just usually ignore them. They're there for you. They're part of you. Reach it up. Oh, lovely. Arms reach out and up. Stretch it up. Breathe in. Keep reaching up, looking up. Flex your ankles. And reach like you're pulling apples out of a tree. One hand up, gently coming down. Reach up. Reach up. Are your ankles flexed? Opening up the back of the knees. Reach up with both hands. And bring it down, slowly down. Hands in front, walk the fingers forward, and bend your elbows a little, bring it back. Take it slow. This is a super big challenge for a lot of you, I know. Everybody's different, right? You can relax your feet now if you want. Look down at the floor between your hands. And gently, slowly, with breath, lower and rise. Try and find that full range of motion. And just like we did with our hamstring stretch, acknowledge your edge. Where is the edge of your range of motion? Give it a nudge and then back away. Don't overdo it. Don't overstretch. Just very, very sensitive and tender tissues in the inner legs. Very yin. All right, folks, let's see if we can stay at or near that edge for 30 seconds. Now we've been down for 25 seconds. You may start to feel like you could go a little deeper. If you don't feel that, don't do it. If you feel it, you can go a little deeper. And then gently push against the floor and bring yourself slowly back in. Let's bring the feet together in front in a butterfly sit. Support, you can put a pillow or a block or a book underneath the knees so that you can relax and let the legs find gravity. And then just hold onto your toes with both hands and push the chest forward. Lift the top of the head up. Close the eyes. Feel balanced, centered, free. Grab your knees and bring them up. Feet flat on the floor. Wrap your arms around your knees and legs. And tuck your face into that little cave between your knees and chest. This is a quiet time just for yourself. It's a very comforting position. So enjoy it and let yourself drift. Onto your knees now, sort of like a mini mountain pose. If you need an extra cushion, you can take your yoga mat and double or triple the thickness of the padding underneath your knees. And if that still doesn't work for you, stand in mountain pose on your feet. Roll the shoulders back and let them hang. Knees under hips, well supported. Stretch one leg out to the side, and let's reach for the ankle and bring the other hand up and over. Cartwheel the arms all the way till the other hand finds the floor. And then maybe this leg can lift and you hover that foot above the floor. And then drop it and come back up. Come back to mini mountain. Roll the shoulders, arms hang. Extend the other side out. Reach for the ankle, up and over. Cartwheel the arms, find the floor with the other hand, and maybe lift that leg. Hovering the foot above the floor. Using butt muscles, using the IT band, strengthening the outside of the leg, the yang side. We did the yin, now we're doing the yang. All right, let's come up and come back to seated on your heels or cross-legged, or any position is fine. Allow yourself to round your back. Drop the head. And the hands palm up, receptive, asking. Let's take a moment for humility and ask the universe for whatever it is that we need to get through the next day or two. Grace, seeing people as they are with love, trying to understand ourselves and others. Remembering always to offer support and guidance when needed. Ask and you shall receive. And now in our last moments together, let's imagine each of us floats in a bubble of light and love. surrounded by swirling colors, beautiful colors, dazzling sunlight, floating through the air free, dancing among the cloud tops, blessed, loved, and so, so grateful for this opportunity called life. Of someone that you'd like to invite with you into your bubble of light and love. See them there smiling at you. Notice how you feel as their eyes sparkle, that special, wonderful glint of love just for you. That you are loved. Know that you are blessed. That you are a blessing. Thank you so much for joining me for yoga today. I'll see you again on Thursday. Namaste.